Hi guys, I'm going to be talking you through my design challenge lesson plan and design challenge. So first we're going to go over the learning goals and standards, and we're going to talk about what my design challenge was. Then I'm going to show you my design challenge statement, the overview of my design challenge. We're going to do a sample Pixton. We're going to see one, and then we're going to learn to create our own, especially within the parameter and criteria of what I had set up for the students. And then I want you guys to view my assessment tool. So for the learning goals, students will be able to name and define the 3 branches of American government, give examples of each branch of the American government, and evaluate the validity and use of each branch of the government. It's 3.44, understand the 3 branches of government with an emphasis on local government, and then 3.4.1, determine the reasons for rules, laws, and the U.S. Constitution, the role of citizenship in the promotion of rules and laws, and the consequences for people who violate rules and laws. The design challenge, you're going to create a Pixton describing and illustrating one branch of government, and the requirements of the Pixton are as follows: 3 to 5 cartoon slides, 2 characters, 3 to 5 text boxes, and for 30 minutes it's going to be a quick review using Pear Deck, and then of course a Kahoot. I parceled that up as in 20 and 10, but that could really be whatever you think the class needs. For 30 minutes, they're going to work in groups of 3 to 4 to create the Pixton. And then, of course, that 30 minutes is also built in me explaining how to use Pixton. And then, depending on how much time you have in the class, for 15 to 25 minutes, there's going to be a virtual gallery walk where the students walk around and see other groups' Pixtons. And then, of course, they can post on a Jamboard, which I'll show you. And then, of course, before you end, it's going to be the assessment that I have on Google Slides, or Google Forms, which I'm going to show you guys. And then, of course, total that 75 to 85 minutes. After the review and the Kahoot, which would be 30 minutes, and we broke the kids into groups and they have their assigned branch, I would show them this. Even before I showed them how to use Pixton, I would want to show them the example before I taught them how to use it, because I want to make sure that they're actively paying attention and not playing around with the app in the background. So if you remembered, and I'd keep this on the board when I'm teaching, I gave the students 2 scenarios. They can explain a situation in which the branch of government would be used, or to research a real member of that branch and have them explain the powers of the branch of government. This example follows number 1. It's explaining a situation in which a branch of government would be used. The requirements for the Pixton are 3 to 5 cartoon slides. As you can see, I have 5 right here, and then it's going to need 2 characters. So I actually have 3 characters, and then so it's at least 2, and then 3 to 5 text boxes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Teacher and a student in the classroom. Miss Johnson, I know we are learning about the 3 branches of government. What powers does the executive branch have? And again, this is a scenario that might occur. Well, Amara, that's an excellent question. The president and the cabinet, but one of the most well-known is the power to veto and sign bills, command the armed forces, and declare war. Okay, so that's kind of like, and then this is where I kind of had them use the imagination and say like a scenario. So this is supposed to be the president. This new bill is a great idea. I can't wait to run it by the cabinet and pass it. We are signing the new green space bill into effect today. Let me tell you about it. And it kind of just is a short little example of how laws would get made in the executive branch. After I showed the students my own example, I would show them a quick and brief tutorial of Pixton. I'm talking very brief because they're 3rd grade. I'd probably show them how to make a background for each of the slides. So in this scenario, I'll just say, let's do a school, since that's where mine took place, and I'll tell them to, I would show them how to create a new panel as well, since they need 3 to 5 of them. And I would also show them that if they already have a lot of characters and words, they can easily duplicate the panel. It's like clicking copy and paste. Next, since one of my requirements is characters, I'm going to show them how to make a character. They're going to click on the character tab, the teacher, and then choose a teacher that they like. I'm not going to give them requirements in terms of race or ethnicity. I'm going to let them choose what they want. I'm going to choose this teacher for now. This isn't a requirement of the project, but I do want to briefly show them that they can make sure that they change the face. So since we're talking about a subject we like, they'll be smiling, and actions that they can tilt either which way, or they can stand perfectly still. Since one of my other requirements is a textbook. I want to show them how to click that. They can click on the word and then they can change whether it's a thought, a shout, or a whisper. This teacher is shouting, for example, legislative branch. And they can kind of play around with it, move it around a little bit, and then I'm going to show them the different features, like they can do accents, and then of course how they can zoom in on just the face or something of the sort, and say they want to duplicate this. I will give them a real example of duplicating it. I would probably stick this brief because I want them to explore their own things. I want them to click on buttons and be able to have their own interpretation of it. So for the last bit of the lesson, after the kids have already kind of viewed other groups' Pixtons, they are going to be doing a Jamboard. So I'm going to show them Jamboard and show them how to write a right response. They're going to write their group members' names, and they're going to give one thing that they liked, a second thing that they liked, and then a third thing, maybe a critique. And I want them all to kind of do it in 3 separate tabs like this so that they can also explore changing the size so that they can learn how to loop it and add other things like lines and drawings with it. Before the students move on, they're going to take this short Google form I made called Branches of Government. Of course, the teacher can change it to whatever the requirements are, but we have some basic multiple choice. We have some more in-depth ones, and then of course, so I can actually see that they're engaged in response, and I can easily go look at the Jamboard, I'm gonna ask them who did they respond to. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this lesson was easy to follow, and I hope that it gives you some good ideas for a future classroom. Bye guys.